Before I say a few words, I would like all of my RA staff to stand up so you know who they are on campus. Well, some of you might be wondering, what is a resident assistant? Well, before I define that, let's just agree to use the shorter term RA. An RA is a peer leader, someone who is a familiar resource to students with academic and institutional questions, and they're around for support and to help navigate the campus. This year's theme, Bread of Life, fits well with what the RAs do here at TLU. But we do so much more than what I just said. We're community builders, we're mentors, we're programmers, we're leaders, conflict mediators, and oh yes, that person that you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning because you don't know where your keys are at. And the list could go on and on. But this week we kick off RA Appreciation Week, a time to say thank you to our staff for doing the job they do for each of you day after day. Each student becomes an RA for different reasons. I think most students become RAs to help. Help the incoming freshmen navigate the campus. Help sophomores figure out exactly what major they need to have when they graduate from TLU. And don't forget the juniors and seniors. We prepare you with programming sessions on resume writing, mock interviewing, and maybe a time or two we remind you as you go out into the real world not to put too much money on that credit card before you have a job. In thinking back on my career in residence life and connecting it with this year's theme, there are a few events that happened that got me into the profession. And those of you that know me know I always tell stories. So this is my story. Picture it. 1993. The place, Huron University in Huron, South Dakota. A liberal art, private, small university. Are you ready? Enrollment of 500. 200 of us lived on campus. It was then that I determined that I wanted to do something. And so I became a part-time RA. Now some of my staff are probably thinking, part-time? How do you just do this job part-time? Well, life was easier back then. And we just needed part-time RA. But it didn't take long, and I was moved up to full-time, and eventually, as you'll hear in a little bit, more prestigious jobs. So why did I do it? Well, first off, I wanted to be a teacher. And I knew if I was going to be a teacher, I had to get up in front of people and talk. And at that time, I did not want to do that. I was definitely afraid of standing in front of people. Secondly, I wanted to help other students transition into college the way my RA transitioned me. And the last reason, what else was I going to do at a university of 500? But by my senior year, being an RA had propelled me into being president of the education club, vice president of the student body, on the homecoming court, and my junior year I was voted outstanding junior, which meant during my senior year I got to wear a diamond ring that had 5 diamonds on it for my senior year, get up in front of the commencement, at homecoming, accept the ring, and then at graduation of my senior year, pass it on to the next junior. All of that happened because I was an RA, and I was feeling the bread of life. Fast forward to 2010, I'm still in residence life, still standing in front of people talking, still helping students, helping them find their bread of life here at TLU. Hopefully you can see how the Bread of Life theme fits with the RAs and what we do on campus. RAs are the first ones to welcome you into the resident hall, and they're usually the last ones to send you home to mom and dad in the spring. Many of you come to TLU not knowing your roommate. Some of you even have a communication challenge with your roommate. But with the help of our staff, you're able to mediate that and have the situation turn out for the best. As we start this week of RA appreciation and end it with fall break, I'd like you to reflect back and see how our staff, our RA staff here on campus, and yourself have prospered with this year's theme, Bread of Life. Amen.